Hello everyone, my name is James. Today I will continue share about Htek UCV50 video phone. Here you go to website, you can see there are a lot of models here. And yes, I will explain it with this one, with this model UCV50. And in the previous sessions, I introduced about the home, from GUI and profile, account, network, function key. If you follow me, maybe you can see all kind of the videos for kind of the information and the features there. And today I will continue to say about the settings. Settings here got a lot of submenu here. We can see that the first one is preference and the features, BLF, line, setting, date and time, tone, voice, SMS, extend URL, TR069, save, video, and power saving. So let's take about the first one and preference. Okay, here regarding the preference, we can see a lot of the submenu or parameter here. You can set the web language. It depends. You want to display in the English, French, Chinese, or traditional Chinese, maybe the simplified Chinese, and other language, and also can Italian and Northernese, and so on. So you can choose depending on yourself. Okay. From here, by default, we choose English and LCD language. LCD language is same thing. You can display, maybe depend your customer, your style. You can set a different language as well. And keypad DTMF tone, you can on or off. Normally by default is on. Here you can enable that. And the screen timeout, and you can see the kind of the control mechanism for the screen timeout for times screen saving. Okay, because if you not use that, maybe you can off that, maybe in few minutes, and after that maybe you can save your power. And extension, same thing. Extension timeout is also same thing. And the display, extension display, and text logo, you can set text logo here. Of course, you can screen saver type. You can use a cloud color or kind of the any photos you can upload or screensaver, because sometimes for different company you can use different picture or photo there. And same thing, read tone by default we set the as read 1, read 1, read 2, and so on. So read volume, if you can got higher or lower, you can up to you can set that. So from minimum to 0 and up to 14 answer alert. So you can set all the answer if you want, then you can set on or off. Answer delay. If no and key on enter, or sometimes you pick up the phone, or maybe you want down, you don't input anything, and just do something new. Incoming console models, so you can see kind of the information if you want a peer name or peer number and so on. So you want to disable or enable the watchdog, depend. Customer user set user agent, you can set user agent for that. And version of the info to the customer user agent, you can disable, enable, and up to you. Wallpaper, you can set different wallpaper up, and maybe if you want, you can upload customize your own wallpaper, and maybe you want to delete, you can delete that. Now, first digit, you can set that. Yeah, of course, there are a lot of preference information here. Yeah, yes, you can customize. There's a lot. You can always check for the preference, okay. And the features here, we also got features. There are a lot of features from Htek, the desktop phone. Of course, you can go forward for DND, for hotline, transfer setting, call setting. If you want to set up or maybe adjust that, you just click that and display the more detail here already. You can see that you can target to offcode and uncode delay if you not answer and set on or off, and also can set some kind of the customized code. Okay, if says, for example, do not disturb your DND, you can set the DND models, kind of code, and so on. So there is very flexible and powerful tools for that. And of course, you can set the pickup phone. You can set the pickup models and disable, enable that, and group pickup also can be set. Of course, there are also got the out read down. For example, you can set out the rebound on or off. Yes, you also can set the CPR clock. If you set your hour clock, you can set that. Then it's up to you. Phone recording. For example, you can set the phone recording for the just for different accounts. You also can set. Voicemail. There are a lot of the key there. Yes, and the LED settings is also very flexible. If you want to set LED setting on or off, flash time, speed, and so on, you can, it depends yourself, okay. It's quite flexible. If you want to set that, there are a lot of the sub-menu or sub-parameter here. Yes, you can check for detail about that pop-up. You can customize it, should be no problem. And of course, there are BLF. BLF by default, we set the by default is this one. Of course, you can customize. There are kind of the BLF actions and models here. Light settings we can refer to the kind of the parameter you want to set, maybe light different angles turn. Yeah, yes, then relate to the LED. Always set to LED. You can set ring, then maybe you can set if you want ring. For example, if you want ring, you can set the different indications. For example, in different color, in different time. Okay. If you're talking, then you just pick up the phone and talking, and just see kind of the indication as well. And of course, if available, if your status is available, then you can set solid green and solid red, and maybe the flashing and so on. If you not here or unavailable, and also can different colors. So it's quite flexible. It's up to you. And here, if you depend your time, maybe you want to set different time, different zoom. And here we support that. You can ASAP time and time zone, NTP server. If you want to connect to NTP server or not. NTP server, IP, a domain. Current time, maybe for different time zone, depends your country. Okay, the Thailand, Russia, and France, Germany, Italy, Poland, Spain, and up to you. It's very flexible. Of course, there is some format you can display in different, maybe 24 hours, 12 hours. And so on. Maybe a different day, you also can depend your setup. Tone here, we got a different tone for dial tone, reverb tone, delay tone. You can set up and customize maybe based your country or your location. Here I'm in China, so you just select this. If you want to maybe Germany, you also can set different here. And voice here also got voice, and you can adjust the different value. For that volume, different volume, you can have the headset, and so on. Mute type. You can also set the mute type for comfortable noise and zero payload, maybe for safety bandwidth. And new things on advanced model nowadays for kind of the phone settings for the voice, maybe you could set that. You can get a clear voice. We support the Htek UCV. We also support Acoustic Shield Mode here already. You can set different maybe levels. If lower, medium, you're higher, and because if you set the higher, and maybe consume a lot of the CPU or memory, so it depends yourself. Okay, sometimes you disable that. For if you want to achieve a very good voice quality, you can enable that. Of course, you can set the options. It's up to you. And of course, we also support VAT. If sometimes you can enable that, or to achieve the very good voice quality, yes, you can set that. By default, it's disabled, or you can enable that. Jet buffer, you can set the jet buffer is also be set fixed, or maybe adaptive, or lower or higher, is up to you. And source effect, you can set full layer, traditional or more clear. It's up to you. If you got the voice problem, voice quality, you got issues, you always can check from here. Okay. And SMS. So there's a kind of the SMS you want to set up. You want to set SMS. You set the message and so on. So it's up to you. Action URL. Action URL is quite useful for maybe integrate third-party softwares. You want to trigger some actions and so on. So there are a lot of parameters here, and if you want to got more detail, you always can check from documentation or user manuals. Here got the unbest. If you set a URL here, then you can set that. Okay, there are a lot of the parameters here. You can set a very flexible way, with action URL for cellphone. So please, if you got the problem or you want to develop new method to control the phone, you always can check from the let's check documentation here, and you may got the more detail about the how to set the user manual here. Yes, we got the kind of the administration guide, user guide. You can maybe go to administration guide for detail. And here we also got the TR069. If you want it set up, you enable it, you can input your username, password, and so on. So it's the normal features for support the TR069. And here actually is a set timer. There are different timer already. I think you should know that. For sometimes you want to refresh T1, or you want to reset the T2 or T4. It's up to you. But if you want to set that, make sure you check from also from the PBX side or server side. Make sure it's not configured. Okay, so you can set different time server time setup here for different seconds or millisecond and ms seconds. It's up to you, but by default it's like this. Of course, since UCV50 also support video, so you can set a kind of the videos here. We support videos, yes, you support videos here. Since it's video phone, of course support videos. There are a lot of videos set up. And video active or not active. Video call, you can set different call rate, and yes. And the video frame, you can also set different frame, but you can always, you want to set, make sure you check the minimum and maximum. Here is between 10 and 30, okay. And the video transit, you can enable disable that. And the video display models, there are kind of the model here. You can set the end back margin, and the original one or cut. So after that, it's the same thing. You always have save and report maybe. Power saving is kind of the feature for our implementation. Because it involves the cost and or electricity consumed. Okay, for example, if you maybe implement 500 phones, then if you don't enable the power saving and get a lot of the electricity waste. Okay, so you always can enable that or disable that. And since sometimes maybe during the working hours, you just set from 9 to 17, and after that, the phone automatically enter to power saving models. Then you don't consume much more electricity. Of course, there is working days, Saturday, if you want to set, you also can set. And sometimes if you go to other place or go some trips, you just totally disable that. It's no problem. Okay, then idle time set up. You also can set idle time 10 minutes, 30 minutes. Then it's quite useful for the maintenance. Here we got some explanation here. It's used to turn off the background light into conserve energy. Then phone will enter the RSD model. So it's quite useful. So far, I just roughly introduced our UCV50 GUI models here. There are a lot of parameters here. If you want to go more detail, you always can check the more detail and more parameter setting up, even the tone and I set already. And very useful feature nowadays is for voice quality. Here you got the VAD, acoustic shadow, levels, models, and you can set different level. It depends your maybe you want to achieve very good quality, voice quality. You can set that and try different models or different parameters. So of course, again, if you have any question or any queries, you always can contact the company. They got a lot of the contact address and so on. So it's up to you. If you got some technical issue, you can always email and maybe make a call. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.